Hello guys, my name is Phu and today I'm going to summary the reading 7A, Powering the Planet. Today many people are discussing about a topic, energy solution. We are discussing about a problem. Modern societies have a heavy dependence on fossil fuel, oil, gas, and these are unrenewable resource. These energy are finite, and most people are trying to use alternative energy. Instead of using fossil fuel, gas, these are limited. We can use some unrenewable resource, and we have the three best option. The option one is solar energy. So solar energy can catch energy directly from the sun and change those into electricity. And for example, a power station in India have more than 2.5 million solar panels generate for 750,000 people. And the process to create the solar panels cause no emission, but instead of the plus side, we have the downside of solar energy. The downside is when we making solar panel, the cost, the construction cost is very high. And what happen if in cloudy and darkness can also cause the solar panel to produce less energy. So when the solar panel produce less energy, we need to have the additional power, for example, like batteries. And the solution to this downside can be found in space. For example, we can build a solar panel in the space, because in space is an ideal place to gather energy from sun, because in space we have no cloud, no darkness, and it can catch the sun 24 hours a day. And a space based on solar power station will send the power to Earth. But this requires a lot of money, although this seems like reasonable. The option two is wind power. Wind power is work well on cloudy days, and this is an alternative resource for oil and coal. For example, Asia lead to the world in wind power and produce 230,000 megawatt, equal 230 large coal power. In Europe have produced 118,000 megawatt of power. In North America have created 105,000 megawatts. But following with a good aspect, wind power still have some bad aspects. In some country, people are protest the wind development. People say that the turbines are noisy and ugly. For example, England Lake District are a protected national park, and in this park have a dozen existing wind power and are due to be removed, because local people don't like these turbines because they are noisy and ugly. But if the wind doesn't blow, we don't have enough energy. So like solar, we need to have the extra power, like like we need extra power at a much reduced rate, and these are not good for business. So the need for wind and solar energy uh, is how to store the solar energy, but storing the solar energy have good side and bad side. The bad side is this cannot be true due to our energy on nowadays. But the good side is if that solution can happen, wind and solar will enable will be enable human to generate own power with batteries for calm days. And the final option is nuclear power, and this is the main alternative energy in 1970s. Nuclear produced vast energy and more cheaply than gas or coal, and solar and wind, it create no carbon emission. But in 1980s and 1990s, nuclear decline because accidents, waste storage and disposal, and the construction costs. But today about 450 plants generate about 11% of planet's power, and country began to invest heavily in nuclear. For example, in France, 3/4 of its electricity from nuclear power are the higher percentage. And in some countries like China, India, they are invested in nuclear, and in India, they are utilize nuclear on large scale. Next is the concern about the safety of nuclear power. For example, in Fukushima nuclear power in Japan, a tsunami hit this nuclear power plant and released radioactive materials. This caused danger for people who live near this power plant, but people will still believe nuclear is one of the future greenest energy alternative. So we have a question like this: are the resource alone the answer? The answer is no. But if we use those in combination, maybe we can find a way to eliminate the depend of fossil fuel. And that is the end of my presentation. Goodbye.